WAUX Radio, the best internet sound. Tune in and get turned on.
Yo, 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 it's your girl No Love Blaze, down from the boogie. And I'm here with Mr. Kenneth Gwynn, the director of the movie The Staff. How you doing, Mr. Gwynn?
Doing great.
That's good. So tell me, you got a new movie coming out, The Staff. Yes, so tell me how important it is to you.
Yes, ma'am. It has given me more insight on the movie industry. It has given me more technical skills and abilities. It has also improved my director skills, astronomically improved and my people skills. It has personal and professional are basically they go hand in hand. It has also improved my ability to be humble and manage people and the leadership capabilities that God is showing me how to deal with other human beings on the face of this earth, and basically is treat people the way I wanted to be treated. And that translates over to my directing skills to be able to assist people to help them develop their characters in the movie and have them be able to portray the character precisely as the character needs to be portrayed on the film, in the film The Staff, in the movie The Staff.
Okay, so tell me, what film has inspired you the most?
In my entire life?
Yes, your entire life.
You're gonna love this one.
Yes, tell me.
Mr. Olympic.
Oh, wow.
And that was a movie with Don Knotts, and he was not having a great time being a human being, and he loved fish, and he always wanted to be a fish. And basically the pitch of this movie was he fell into the water and he became a fish, and then he became very important to the United States Navy, I believe, during World War II. And he was very happy, and he had a spiritual gift or physical gift by making a sound where the sonars from the Russian submarines would follow his sound, and he was able to blow up other Russian ships, just by the sound of his voice. So Mr. Olympic is my favorite movie that showed me that as a child, that showed me whatever you wanted to do, there's something special inside of you that you can utilize to enhance this world. Mr. Olympic is a great movie with Don Knotts. Great movie. I love it. Every time I see it, get a chance to see it, I'll watch it.
Well, I definitely gotta look that one up.
You never saw it?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I ever saw that one.
It is a great children's movie. It's great.
I have to definitely look that one up. My favorite movie, I think, would be Mr. Holland's Opus. Do you remember that one?
I heard of it, but I never remember seeing it.
How did you think of the concept for the film?
Well, I was in Los Angeles, California 30 years ago, and I was at a job. I worked for a medical company, and I was the manager of a medical company. And I was on my lunch break, and I was sitting out in the beautiful California sunshine, 75 degrees.
I love California. I swear I do.
Oh, yeah. And I was looking at the trees and the green grass, and as I'm talking to you, whatever you're viewing now, whatever you could see is how this vision of this movie came to my mind. I was just sitting there, just enjoying the trees, and the wind was blowing. It was a beautiful day. And it flashed before my eyes, the whole movie. And I was like, whoa, what was that? From beginning to the end, I didn't see the particular individual characters that I have in the movie, but I saw their character of their profile. I didn't see the individuals as they are now, but I saw the whole movie. And then God directed me towards the Stevie Wonder videos called Skeletons.
I remember that one. I do.
Oh, great, great. And Stevie Wonder, there was a man that was in the closet, as they say these days.
Yes.
He's painting his fingernail. There was a child molester in the movie. And there was a drug addict, and there was also an alcoholic in the movie. In the video. And that furthered my inspiration for the movie. It's kind of hard to say, but I basically spontaneously saw that video, Stevie Wonder's video, Skeletons, and then I saw the end of the movie. You know, and all of it put together in one synopsis. It's kind of difficult to explain, but it was like I was watching the movie. I saw the video, I saw the movie first in my head, and then I saw the video, and then I put them together and came up with the movie to staff. It's very intriguing the way it happened. And there's no movie that as of to date, that I am not bragging, trust me, because this directly comes from God. I am not tooting my horn, none whatsoever. I'm giving God all the honor and glory. I know that he gave me the vision of this movie simply because it's coming into fruition. Simply because it's basically we're almost finished with the movie now.
Okay. So, tell me, what do you look for in a script?
What do I look for in a script?
Yes.
I look for characters that are more than one-dimensional type of characters. Just say, for instance, you have a dope dealer in the movie.
Okay.
I want to express, if it's a male, I want to express his childlikeness. If it's a male, I want to express his anger. If it's a male, I want to express his fear. I want to express his pain. I want to express his aggravation. So I don't like characters that are just one-dimensional. I'm a dope dealer, I'm mean, I'm bad, I'm a tough guy. No. I want to express every aspect of a human being because dope dealers are human beings. Drug addicts are human beings. I just don't want to express, the comical side when people mock and play with a human being that's on drugs. No, I don't want to express that. I want to express the full range and the dynamics of any given human being. That's what I look for in a script. And of course, the storyline.
I totally understand you on that one. So it's like people just think one-track mind.
Right.
So tell me, what are some of the main characters of the film?
Well, the main character is Darius. He is a drug dealer. And one of the other main characters is his girlfriend, Angelita. And we also have a gentleman, his name is Antonio. He's the father of Antonio. And he's married to Angelita's mother. So they're basically some of the main characters in the movie.
Alright guys, we're going to take a quick break and listen to some music here on WAUX Radio. What's up guys? You're back with your girl No Love Lays here on WAUX Radio. Here with Kenneth Gwynn, the director of the movie The Staff. So, explain to us, as the director, what are some of your key responsibilities?
To ensure that all of my actors understand totally 100% clearly and precisely that they are acting. They are portraying a character. I've met some people in the past when I've done a movie myself that they embodied the character that they were portraying so much that they thought they were the character. And I'm sorry for laughing, but even after the movie was over, every time you see this person, they're still in character. I'm like, wait a second, brother, hold on. That was a character in a movie that you were portraying. That is not you. You should not become that character in the movie. That's why it's called acting. Hence, therefore, I'm acting. So that I have to ensure, because I believe that that's psychologically damaging to human beings if they don't separate themselves from the character. And we have Well, I have to say this because there's a lot of movie stars, actors, and whatnot that had mental disabilities to begin with, and they were hiding behind their mental illness. And some of those are the greatest actors in the world. I don't want to drop any names, but some of those are the greatest actors in the world, and some of them are drug addicts.
Absolutely.
Some of them had mental disorders.
Yes.
that were never addressed, and it's a
Yes.
responsibility of directors, producers, and writers to ensure that these human beings that they're dealing with, and not just trying to get some money and have this great character, but to ensure that this human being is mentally stable and spiritually stable to even portray the character in the movie. Does that make sense to you, Mel?
That makes perfect sense, and I totally understand that, because mental illness is a problem in America that needs to be addressed properly and not used as, a time of anger, but
Right.
treated responsibly and understood.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, just case in point, the
Yes.
child actors.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of child actors were not prepared mentally for what they had, the characters they had to portray, and they were not prepared for the stardom. I mean, the stardom and the press and the paparazzi and the shyness and the shunness that they had to deal with in the normal everyday life, and that's our responsibility. We have to take care of people. We have to really take care of people, and it just hurts my heart that, especially when they have these children acting and they're not responsible with these children.
And it's terrible because they're out there, and they're experiencing things way too young. So getting into that, do you have any advice for these young filmmakers out here?
When they enlist the actors, at least sit down, talk to the actors, give the actors the character profile, and make doubly sure that the actors are mentally and mature enough to handle the role of the character that they're playing.
Okay, so did you have any roadblocks starting off?
Ooh, I had quite a few that were not too taxing, simply because of my background and the skills that I have. But I had quite a few roadblocks, but they were overcome with meditation, prayer, and with humility. They were overcome that way.
So when I leave the theater after watching The Staff, what am I going to be thinking about driving in the car going home? Tell me about that.
It depends on what character that you attach yourself to. Because normally when people watch movies, there's a character in the movie that is closely related to their own persona, the things that they do in life, and things of that nature. Yes, we have a plethora of characters in this movie. So it just really depends on what personality and what character that you attach yourself to. I would have to know a little bit about you to be able to tell you what character that you would probably be leaning more to as you embodying this character that you're watching, and your whatever type of problems that a person has in their life.
So tell me, what's your process in keeping it creative?
Well, I actually had it in my mind and I had it in my spirit for years. I've been working on this movie in my mind for years, writing it down, testing it out, speaking to people about it. I've had it in my mind for years. And what I deduced and came up with is most writers and directors are one-dimensional type of thinking. As I say, the Spirit of God inspired me and motivated me to enlist everybody that is in this movie, their opinion, their insight, and their creative abilities to help develop the characters and even help write scenes in this movie. And that makes the total difference on a movie that is dry and one-dimensional, because I'm enlisting every age group, every religious, every geopolitical background in this movie to enlist, because this movie is going to speak to the hearts and the minds of everyone in this world that we live in today. And that is a creativity that God has given.
Okay, I think you cleared that one up. I really do. So let's get technical about it.
Let's get technical.
Let's get technical for real quick.
Okay.
Do you think that it is essential to go to film school?
Yes and no. In this day and age, we have this marvelous thing that's called a cell phone.
We do.
You can get a college education and study and get a master's degree in astrophysics with this cell phone, if you are serious about it, without going to any school, but just by utilizing the information on the internet. And that's the marvelous age that we live in. So now, to get the interpersonal relationship skills that you need, it's preferably, yes, that you should educate yourself with this cell phone that we have in our hand, and you should also have interaction with other human beings that are doing the same thing and have the same goals that you have, which is, hence, therefore, going to school.
I think you explained that pretty well. Can you elaborate on the interpersonal part?
Interpersonal relationship skills. Some of these children are growing up with a computer in their hand.
Yep.
Their head is always down on the computer, even when they're amongst their friends. And they're not communicating with their other friends. They don't know expressively on people's facial features and expressions on how they're expressing themselves. I've been through this with some of these younger actors, and it's totally amazing. I'm going to coin the phrase, you heard it from me first, app kids.
I like that one.
Yeah, these app kids, they don't do what we did in our generation.
Nope.
We went out in the woods and played. We went to the swimming pool and swam. We ran up and down the street riding our bicycles. We had fights in our neighborhood.
Yep. As long as we were home by the street lights, we were fine.
When the street lights come home, you
That's
better
it.
get that.
That's it.
When we woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, there was only one place we were going, and that was outside to interact with other human beings. We didn't stay in the house and play video games. We were outside interacting with other human beings, and that is very detrimental to the human race as a whole. It's very detrimental, because these children and these youngsters that I asked to give me an expression of anger, you will not believe this is the honest truth. I've had 5 actors so far that could not give me, young actors that could not give me an expression on their face of anger. They could not do it. They could not give me that expression.
Because they would have to look it up on YouTube first.
That's totally serious. It's comical, but it's real. It's real. It's totally real. Yes. They have to look it up on YouTube on how to act angry.
I understand. So tell me, what book, because people don't read books anymore, you have to make a movie about it.
Right.
What book would you remake if you could? What classic?
Book. Classic. Now this is one of the toughest questions you've asked me so far. What book would I remake? That's a hard one. Would I remake? I would say Moby Dick, because Moby Dick was Ishmael was the captain, I believe that was his name. And the whale represented, an analogy represented all the pitfalls that we endure as human beings. The way the book was written and the prose that it was written, you know, and the language and I think it's more of a, how would I say, poetic type of book. And the prose and the language in it was more poetic. And it was expressing basically the pitfalls and the grandeur and the grandiose thoughts that a man has to conquering his demons. It was more intricate than you can even imagine as far as this book was written. It was awesome. It was awesome, definitely. I would implore a lot of the teenagers and even older people to read that book.
I don't even think they even heard about. Do they even require that in school? Remember, there were certain requirements that we had to read.
Right, and that was one of them.
And that was one of them. That was
Yeah.
one of them. That was one of them. Also, To Kill a Mockingbird. Have you ever read the book A Child Called It?
A town called it?
A Child Called It.
No, ma'am.
Look that one up.
Okay, what age group was